All right, we're at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Pena. We're looking at doing some siding work for them. Have some of the old, it's in like Longs Creek area. I have some of the old cedar on the house now, and just like every other project we do in here, it's just getting kind of to that age where it's curling and warping and everything like that. So we're looking to take care of that problem for them, get it all fixed up. We'll be doing a full tear off. We'll go back with a quiet brace, go back with a Tyvek over that. We got a lot of sidewall area that comes down into the foundation line, so we'll make sure that we do the C-channel flashing on the substrate so we don't have anything, any moisture infiltration behind the Hardie on the wall. A lot of windows, so especially in the back, doing all the flashing and all that's necessary around these windows is going to be an important part of the project. There's 4 windows total that they are having some leaking issue from that's around the windows. It's not the windows themselves, like the glass or the glazing. It's actually from how they were installed and the trim that's kind of swelling and shrinking around it. So these 2 windows are the first 2 that they're having some rot issue, or some moisture infiltration. So we'll make sure that we take a look at that over these 2 as part of the project, and we'll show the other 2 around back. We're going to go with a we're going with a horizontal Cedar Mill Select 8 1/4. Getting rid of the vertical. Around the door here, you may be able to see in the video, is diagonal. We'll keep the diagonal just around the door. Everywhere else is going to be horizontal 8 1/4, including up here on kind of these clear story windows up there. It's vertical now. We're going to switch that over to the horizontal. Let's go over and look at before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's look at the right side. It's a little tough to see. The sun's going to be brutal. We got a kind of a trapezoid window up there. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see in the video. That sun's super bright. We have a gable vent that needs to be wrapped just like the window. We got kind of a misshaped gable there. Almost a half gable with another smaller half gable on it. So any kind of Z flashing that's needed where the sidewall's dying into the roof line will be taken care of. They're going to have the roof done after us. So for our scope of work on the fascia, we'll be doing an 8-inch fascia overlay. We are not doing metal drip or drip edge. We talked about that, and their roofing company is going to cover that aspect of that roofing system. So we will be just doing fascia overlay with the 8-inch. We are not doing drip edge or metal drip. That will be done by their roofer. So that's all we have up there is that one trap window and that gable vent. And then just a odd-sized gable end there. About 15 feet from this peak, where that peak is going to need some fascia repair as well. About 15 feet down, the soffit is sagging. It doesn't look rotten, it's just come out of the mold, so we need to tack that back in, and then our scope of work on the soffit is going to be basically just a reconditioning. So we'll nail up any areas that have sagged down. We'll caulk and seal all the H-mold joints, and then we'll go ahead and paint that. That's our scope of work on the soffit all the way around. So that's the first area of fascia repair before we do our fascia overlay. Now, this corner right here is separating. So you see that? And then this corner up top is separating there. So those areas need to be addressed as well. This soffit, when they came out and did some repairs or estimating recently, they left that soffit falling down like that. So we need to repair that. Probably going to be better, quite honestly, just to put a new section in there. Just cut it out at the joints because it's kind of mismatched right now, kind of hodgepodge. So we'll just put in a new section of soffit there and cover that up and make it look nice and neat. That'd be the right thing to do. Not doing anything with the front doors as of yet. We're still trying to find 2 30-inch doors in the style. She may end up going to just a front door store or front door company. This is where we're going to keep that diagonal. So we'll do that here, wrapping all windows and doors with the same type of flashing system and everything as we're going to do everywhere else. So that's the treatment for all windows and doors in siding. Porch ceiling will just get painted. As part of the process, we're just, again, with this beam, we'll treat it like the soffit, so we'll just caulk and seal and paint that beam. It looks like a cedar beam, and that'll be what we'll do there. In some areas, we only have a 6-inch soffit. So again, that'll be our scope of work: caulk and seal, repair any areas as needed in the soffit, and then paint it. And then you can see the corner there. Coming around to the left front and left side of the home, we do have a couple windows here on the front of the house. It just has a small apron right. Whoa, I'm getting buzzed by these hornets out here, wasps. That has some apron right there. We'll go ahead and make that capping material the Hardie plank. You can see that right up there. So that'll all be done as part of that. This vine might need to be cut down a little bit so we can get to our soffit okay. And then here we just got this wall, as expected, down where the sprinklers are, pretty rough shape. Doesn't necessarily matter because everything's coming off, but that flashing is going to be important. That C-channel flashing on this bottom trailing board there will be important to make sure that we don't have any future problems on an otherwise maintenance-free system. Again, a couple more windows, gable vents, another window up top. She said there wasn't really any preference to the post and lintel design, so we can get away with that and just do a straight box and trim on all the windows and doors. So this fascia board she was real concerned with. Right here, actually, as far as some rot on the backside. I couldn't really see it too well because it's kind of angled upwards toward the sky. But again, any rot that we see that's visible on the fascia and soffit will be accounted for as part of this project. And you can see there where the roof, where the shingles meet the siding, it's in real rough shape right there. So going to the Hardie plank will eliminate that from happening again. We're doing a full garage door wrap. You can see this is just pretty rough shape there. So we will wrap the full garage door frame. They really like the way the pictures looked of that being completed. So we'll do that work. And then also this little capping above the garage door will all be faced with Hardie plank as well. Coming over to the left side, we got this wall here that you can see. Gable vent up there that will be retrimmed. Soffit again in good shape over here. Fascia, definitely fascia overlay would be the what it's calling for here. Really nice yard. Takes a lot of good care with the yard. A very big concern of hers was the plants. So we did talk about that, and talked about normal wear patterns, things like that. But she wants to make sure that her flowers aren't knocked over or broken or whatever. So that is a very big concern. She likes spending time out here and obviously takes very nice care of her backyard. We have this facing wall here. This door would be painted as part of our scope of work. The same whatever siding color. Probably going to go to an alternating trim color and probably going with somewhat of a sage green and a kind of like a canvas or an off-white trim is what we're looking at. Again, you can see there where that sidewall dies into that roof line. It's in really rough shape, just been rotted. We will, the few amount of gutters that are on the house, we will remove those because we will be obviously having first contact here. The roofers will be coming in after us. So they can deal with the drip edge and metal drip. We'll deal with the gutters and get those off the house and dispose of them. Oh yeah, here's the trim board. Around the cooler, the trims, doesn't matter. Again, it's all going away, but the trim's pretty rotten around there. So we have a couple, here's where we got a lot of the windows where the flashing and now that's going to be a major issue. Major issue that it's being done correctly, which is what we talked about from some of the other quotes that she's gotten. These windows here, you can see visible signs interior on the sheetrock pocket of water infiltration. So when we pop those trim boards off and take the siding off down to the studs, we need to see if we can diagnose what's going on there and take care of that problem with the flashing or whatever needs to be done. But clear indication and the marks of the water infiltration inside is pretty classic of what we see when just the installation starts to lead to compromises in water infiltration. But obviously, so many windows on this wall, that's going to be a big part of this wall is the trim work and the flashing. Again, soffit in good shape. Fascia definitely needs to be overlaid. Got a small run of gutter here that we'll take down. And then coming back around here, we have a 3-panel glider. Won't do anything there. Of course, just retrim it. Some transom windows up top that'll be retrimmed, and then another wall here that needs to be done in Hardie, and also the trim on those windows. Brick on the chimney, so no worries on the chimney, which is usually a problem, but here we just have brick, so we're good to go there. We have this wall here that needs to be done in Hardie plank. Again, that we talked about behind those gutters, probably almost guarantee that there's going to be some rot on that drip edge. For us, really doesn't matter because we're dealing with the fascia. So again, the roofers will be dealing with drip edge and metal drip. Again, that area of soffit up top, you can see that we mentioned on the front view where it's sagging down. Again, fascia overlay, soffit's in fairly good condition. Definitely needs to be caulked and sealed and put back together in places. You can see some void there. But, with that rock, trying to put up a soffit is going to be, the degree of difficulty is going to be even higher than normal. And it really is not indicated. So we'll save some scope of work by doing that. Now here, we have this shed. This shed, we're not going to do anything with the upper roof system or anything like that, but all the sidewall area will be Hardie plank in this Cedar Mill Select 8 1/4. Now on this we can probably use the some of the substrate here, since it's not an interior wall. It doesn't share an interior wall. I don't even know if we want to do that. We probably just want to take it down. It's pretty rough as I'm looking at it on a closer here. But this is all included in our scope of work, as is this area in here. We will not do the inside. All these walls will not be done in Hardie, but all this, the slider, the window, that will all be retrimmed. And we will do siding as it is on the normal wall of the home, including these windows back, that window back there. So that will all be part of our scope of work, is this inside room. On these walls of the actual shed, we won't do anything to those. So that's kind of what we got there. And then basically up here is just more fascia and soffit. So that's what we're looking at. And here's the back wall. This is real rotten here. You can see that's just broken down completely. So I'll do the same thing as we would an exterior wall, is sheathe this, Tyvek, and then our Hardie. And that's what we got. Mr. and Mrs. Pena, really appreciate you guys trusting us. Realize fully that this is a big project, big investment, and because of that, you want the right process, the right company, and the right installation. So we look forward to providing that for you, and really sincerely appreciate your trust and confidence. And we look forward to working for you. Thanks so much.